This segment sponsored by Polston Tax Resolution and Accounting. Rachel Pappy, partner and vice president of Polston Tax Resolution and Accounting, actually joins us now to talk about what the election yesterday means for taxes. I was reading through and found out you and Rod Polston actually had published an article about these tax problems that the election actually has to deal with right now. Tell me a little bit more, delve into that a little bit more about what that article was all about.
Yeah, so we were excited to have the opportunity to write about just tax policy in general. So I don't think a lot of people think about the time it takes to really see the effect of a tax policy specifically. And so things may have been enacted. For example, we just had the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act that was enacted in December 2017. It's effective now, 2018. And there's been a lot of changes, like income tax brackets have been cut, corporate tax rates have been cut, small businesses with pass-through income, they can take a deduction. And so the public may see that, or the media may see that and say, well, there's all these cuts, but there's not new revenue coming in to balance the budget.
Okay.
So if we look at the short term, yeah, maybe there's trillions of dollars in cuts that have happened, but the goal is for that to motivate the economy, to create jobs, to have the income that may be downstream, where you may be investing in some equipment for your business. Well, then you're going to create jobs for the manufacturing business that makes that equipment, right? So
makes sense.
That's the goal. But one of the problems with these elections and just the way that our system is set up, our political system is set up, is we have short-term frustrations.
Yes.
And so before we really get a chance to see the macroeconomic benefit of any given tax policy on either side, Republican or Democrat, they could both be great and effective, but we switch parties constantly and then make changes so for example, on the Affordable Care Act, one of the pieces of that helped fund it was the tax rate at the top end of the income tax brackets, which then when the parties switched, they took that out, which then defunded.
So with that, I would imagine that is why you need to stay on top of your taxes, because once those changes actually come through, you want to take advantage of it, because we are seeing a lot of changes. You brought up the Affordable Care Act, and we see obviously all those different changes that are happening. Really, it sounds like you're saying we have to be relatively patient to see really the long term of what that is all about. Generally, when we think of taxes, we think like, oh, okay, I'm paying my taxes so that I can get this pothole fixed in my road.
Right.
But it's not necessarily always going to be trickling down to us as quickly as we'd like.
Right, exactly. We can't be impatient about it, and we shouldn't be electing people based on, well, this plan didn't work and you just enacted it last year and I don't see the benefit, or I see a negative benefit. Sometimes those, it's like a tree. A tree's roots need to go deep down in the ground first to have strong roots before it can grow up into a strong tree. You don't give it the chance.
I would imagine with accounting, why that kind of adds in more to your accounting. It's kind of like the feeling that you get when you get married. You want to write it down because you're going to forget about how it felt.
Right.
So you can always go back, and having an accountant or somebody that's always on top of it, say 4 years ago, you can look back, well, we were here, the taxes did this, and you're able to do that at Polston Taxing, is actually kind of do a little bit of forensic of where you can work and make your business more profitable and take advantage of the taxes.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now we offer not just help with clients who owe taxes, but we have a full service accounting firm.
Really, you got a couple people working for you.
We have about 100 employees in 4 offices in 2 states. And that's not by accident. It's because we want to devote time, resources, attention, energy to customize plans for our clients. And right now there are incredible tax savings through a number of tax reforms that have been enacted that allows for savings like we haven't seen in decades.
Wow. Let me ask you something, Rachel. You come in about every month, and I've always wanted to find this. Do you find taxes fun?
I do.
I feel you're passionate about it because they always change, though, right?
They're always changing. And it's not black and white. You actually have to be pretty creative in taxes. You get to take what looks pretty straightforward, and you take a plain reading of the law and say, well, this is my interpretation of it, and here's why I can aggressively apply it to my clients, and it's fun to win that argument.
Yeah, okay, and your passion shows out all
Yeah.
the time. I love it when you come in here. Polston Tax Resolution and Accounting. They have 4 metro locations. They have a new address in Oklahoma City. It's the same one, though, in Norman, Tulsa, and Wichita. You can call them at 801-2146, and they do assist clients nationwide. Get in contact with Polston Tax Resolution and Accounting on social media. Just look for Polston Tax, their website, Polston Tax.